Hey guys, Singing here, bringing on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to be checking out the new TEQ LR Broly and his 200% movie bosses team versus the Blue Zone Blue Gogeta. So this fight can certainly be very interesting. Obviously on JP, as the anniversary was wrapping up, a lot of people considered this to be the hardest fight in the game. Of course on JP we do have things like the extra tougher stages of the Universe Survival Saga Blue Zone that we don't have on global yet. So I'm not really sure what is sort of considered the hardest event at the moment now on JP. I think that Goku and Frieza one is probably up there as being one of the hardest. I still think that for certain teams, especially if you're trying not to use items, Cell Max Stage 2 is actually harder than Gogeta and Beast Gohan, just because of how ridiculously hard he can hit in the first, straight from the first turn. But then obviously if you're using items, you can mitigate that, and then of course once you get to turn 4 you can start attack lowering him, sealing him, and then it becomes really easy. So it's one of those weird ones where it's like Cell Max is really hard at the start and gets easier, and then this one, I wouldn't say it's really easy at the start, but obviously gets harder as we go on. The fact that the first two phases against the gods, and then when they're in their blue form, can seal as well, is another thing that is of course very annoying, especially if you have a unit in slot 1 like Cell Max, who can tank in slot 1 and do a good job being in that spot, but then also you want him to be attacking because he does tons of damage. So yeah, these bosses with the super attack effects can be very annoying. Fortunately they don't super, their supers do hit relatively hard, non-good defensive units are going to get killed by these guys, but they're not wiping out some of your tougher characters. So I mean, honestly, we might as well at this point, with all these attacks in slot 1, we really should just let Cell Max get built up here. Obviously Broly doesn't need Ki because he doesn't attack anyway, so let's go ahead and do that. Obviously we need Hirudegarn to come in clutch with the dodges at the end, but Cell Max getting sealed is kind of annoying, but with each attack he performs, he builds up his attack anyway, right? Not super attacks. So of course it had to be the very first attack was the super, before 3 follow-up normals that would have been nice for buffing up his defense, but that's alright, he eats it relatively well. I mean, this team has 750k HP, so we're in a pretty good spot overall. Cell Max attacking a ton of damage. Imagine if he wasn't sealed, how much damage we could have potentially done on that turn of all those attacks. It is what it is. So Hirudegarn, hopefully post super, he can at least tank the normals from these guys. Ideally he just dodges them, of course, but in base we need him to get at least a couple of dodges straight away so he can build up his passive. And then obviously when we get... Really? Hirudegarn fail. What a surprise. Okay, so we're back to the physical phase now. Let's see if Hirudegarn can not completely sell us out again. Unfortunately, that's the thing with running him, and I've talked about it a bunch because we've been using him in a fair few videos recently, but sometimes he can look really, really good, and then other times, oh boy. I mean, we saw what happened at the end of the last run. Unfortunately, Broly going to get sealed here, which is annoying. Yeah, double digits in slot 1 though, that's what we like to see. We still get the action break, but yeah, it's an interaction that I only discovered when playing an event yesterday. I mentioned it on stream this morning, but remember that it's part of Broly's passive that when attacking at 24 Ki, he gets an action break. So it doesn't matter if he's sealed. He doesn't actually have to super, but he still gets the action break. So, and see if Hirudegarn can actually come through for us this time. You know, the funniest thing about my Hirudegarn not dodging is that mine has a full dodge build. So he has all of that dodge chance in his passive, and then mine has 25 dodge in the hidden potential system. Maybe I have to maybe I will have to just bite the bullet and take away some of his additional or something and give him more dodge, because bro ain't cutting it sometimes, which is really annoying. Also going to be very difficult to get orbs for the trio here. I can do this. Yeah, no, that didn't really help me at all, did it? It gives everybody else extra attack though, so I mean, as long as they don't super in slot 1 again and seal this other Broly, then yeah, double Broly combo should be able to finish them off before the trio. I mean, even with the trio getting to attack as well if needs be, there's no way the trio should be getting hit on this turn. Yeah, TEQ BROLY is just going to take care of this. I saw some people tweeting about it. I retweeted one of them myself, but I do hope they potentially change the weird thing with Broly's 12 key super, like where the insert comes up with the attack stat. It's like right over his face, which is a real shame because that frame is like looks really, really good. So, okay, so Cell Max. We still need Cell Max to get a bit of build up, so I might actually just put you in slot 1. Can use the active skill. There's no reason not to use Broly's active skill straight away because it gives him a permanent buff for the rest of the battle, and that's it. That's what it does, and it doesn't run out. So it's like, why would you not just use it straight away? I don't think there's any reason not to, right? So let's see. We get the extra 200% defense in slot 1, obviously guard as well. Like before he I say in slot 1, it's before he attacks. So still taking double-digit damage from the STR GOGETA base form. And bear in mind, my Broly is 55% as well. So transformed and with the active skill, now active, he takes double-digit damage in slot 1 from a super, which is obviously very, very good. By putting Cell Max in slot 2, he does also have Big Bad Bosses active here as well. And we'll get our all of our buffs before we start taking some more hits. Now, of course, we can start lowering attack as well against the 3 GOGETA phases. So we should be looking pretty good here. Yes, he still took damage from the first normal there. That's wild. Cell Max, not a unit that we're really used to seeing take damage. So, yeah, the Turles army still very good at putting out the damage. This team's going to get considerably better once we can put Int Broly on here. Like on this build with the Broly trio, I would absolutely be dropping Hirudegarn for Int Broly, because we need to replace him with another Planetary Destruction character so we can get the full buff. Although actually I replaced Physical Turles with the trio for this run, and obviously they don't. I mean, I guess I might as well transform Hirudegarn because he's not going to get to attack this turn anyway. So we'll do this. Get the domain buff. Remember that TEQ LR Broly stacks attack on his 18 key super as well, so might as well get this in the video, right?
Where do you think you're going? I'm preparing the rocket so he can escape the explosion. In a rocket built from
I do like this active skill. I love the fact that it's so free as well. Like you transform him and then the next turn active skill, which is insane because it is like the permanent buff. So he has 1 turn rate and unkillable tank. Then you transform and he's already good. And then on the next turn, you then just immediately get to use the buff that then, like I say, gives him a permanent buff. And he just becomes even more of an absolute beast. So do this. We'll just grab same type orbs for the sake of it. Get some extra heals. But yeah, obviously he's going to tank for double digits and then just kill him with a 30 million attack stat. Linked up with the AGL Broly and the domain active. This is the friend Broly who is Rainbow. That KO screen as well is so great. And because Broly's so good and so powerful, you get to see it quite a lot, which is also really good. This is the other thing about like KO screens, I guess, that you have to think about sometimes, is sometimes you just don't get to see them because the character that has them, like, or the characters that have them, I should say, like, don't hit hard enough. So you don't ever get to see them. But obviously that's not the not an issue with this Broly. So do we see how he can tank it? He's only got 317k. He's obviously got more. I guess he's going to get extra damage reduction if we get the 24 key for the Broly trio. Because I think he'll be fine just in slot 1. I'm just contemplating whether I need to use Cell Max's active skill now. Which I don't think I do. But obviously if we get the 7 orbs for the Broly trio, everybody on the rotation gets extra damage reduction. And the TEQ orbs gives everybody extra defense as well. Whereas is TEQ attack. But yeah, obviously he tanks the normals for double digits. But this GOGETA can double super. So, oh, but apparently he has chosen death. He did not super in slot 1, which is pretty much his only chance to be able to do damage to me on this turn. Because I don't think Cell Max post supers is going to take much damage from a super. And then the Broly trio got the 7 orbs, so they're taking no damage. So yeah, good turn here from TEQ Broly. Cell Max at 27 mil attack stat here. And of course we can lower attack as well. My Selmex has 2 dupes. I did get very lucky with my summons for him, so... Damn. He's just going to take him out, isn't he? Yep. Alright, well there you go. That's some explosive power there from this team. Oh boy, and we got the support. I mean, the AoEs are definitely not ideal. That's for sure. Broly has more defense and guard, so technically him being in slot 1 is better than the tech one. And it is the Rainbow Friend, so... Let's go ahead and do this, even though we don't really need to, because I'm pretty sure we just get 24 key regardless. But we'll do this. Grab the AGL orbs. As long as we don't get absolutely swatted down by the AoE, this should be a pretty straightforward turn here. I don't know how much damage he's going to do to Broly with the super. And bear in mind, he does raise attack, which makes the AoE hit harder. So, it'll be interesting to see this. Rainbow Broly on this turn. This is where he's lost the extra damage reduction. So, he still takes 380k. But bear in mind, like, that's still less than... That's about half of our HP. Yeah, see, the Turles army pre-super. Not ideal for them to take an AoE like that. Damn it. Right, well, we're back to the first STR Gogeta phase now. I do like getting multiple of the runs in these videos, because it kind of shows, not only do we get to see a lot of what Broly is doing, but we kind of can see some of the points about, like, the team and everything around him, right? Because, like, I feel like his team definitely still needs a pretty decent amount of buffs in order for it to be, like... top tier, right? Like on the, you know, for this team to even have a chance, movie bosses, of being on like superheroes, Universe Survival Saga, Reps Universe 7 level, like we need a lot more pieces to the team. The Int Broly EZA is obviously going to be one of them. Of course, the part 2, like as long as we do get an extreme unit in part 2, and they don't give us a repeat of last year and we get 2 superclass units, assumingly that unit is of course going to be on movie bosses as well, because it's either going to be a movie 10 Broly, a bio Broly, like who knows. So I think it's one of those things, very similarly to with how the anniversary worked and with a lot of the stuff coming out in part 2, I think it'll be one of those things where by the end of the worldwide celebration, the movie bosses team will be super, super good. But obviously for now, I mean, running, like I say, like we've mentioned units a couple of times, but like Hirudegarn, I probably wouldn't run on a team if I didn't have to. But when it comes to top tier movie bosses choices, it's not like we're absolutely swimming in options. But I mean, at least by seeing all these clips, even if the team overall is kind of letting us down with like Hirudegarn not dodging, the Turles army not being good against AoEs, like none of that takes away from how good Broly is. So obviously we could run him on a different team. He is on the AGL Broly's 200% leader skill, and that team is very, very good. But for these initial showcases, when the units come out, I do like to try and use their actual teams, just so we can see a bit more of like what they do and everything. So very unfortunate that we didn't kill, because that means we basically miss out on one of these extra turns where we'd have a ton of damage reduction. I guess there's no point not transforming you, but go ahead and do that. Hirudegarn and Cell Max together, what a combo. And at least they get big bad bosses active. But yeah, Broly with Cell Max, not exactly an ideal setup, just Fierce Battle Legendary Power. But getting the extra 18 key super off for Broly is obviously preferable for the extra attack stack. So yeah, I think we can go ahead and do this. I mean, it's once we start getting to this point, right, we've got like the active skill buff active for Tech Broly. We've got the domain active now for AGL Broly. This is the Rainbow Friend. Turles is giving planetary destruction support. So 479k. Bear in mind, of course, before attacking, he's getting an extra 200% defense when we lock him in to slot 1. So well over 1 million defense and guard. Obviously puts him in a very good position here. And then we get the Turles army floated off. Hopefully this means we're not going to get caught by the AoE against the final phase Gogeta now with the Turles. But let's see how much he takes here. We're missing the damage reduction now because it's been more than 3 turns since he transformed. But we do have the domain buff. 164k. I mean, that's still very good. Like, Broly can be very good in slot 1. I think it's one of those 37 million, damn. He's not going to be like an unstoppable slot 1 wall, like all throughout events, especially longer events. But that's still very, very good. I mean, like, even his normals hitting for crits are doing big damage. And then, of course, the Anniversary Broly, 21 mil. Lower attack stat, but Broly does do more attacks. So, they're sort of comparable. Broly is definitely better defensively. Offensively, they can kind of hit a similar clip because Broly, the AGL one, just does so many attacks. But yeah, obviously, like, post-supering and everything with the guard, with the damage reduction, TEQ Broly very, very good. Slot 1 supers will be an issue for him against the harder bosses once you've gotten past the 3 turns after transforming and he loses the extra damage reduction. But obviously still very, very powerful. So, and then, of course, when we get to a turn like this is a much better setup for this turn, because now we use the Cell Max active skill, which means nothing in the game does damage to him. So we don't even need to get 7 orbs for the Broly trio, because we don't care whether they're going to be dodging or not, because they're not going to get hit. The only thing that happens is the AoE. So actually, we do need to worry about 7 orbs for the Broly trio, because if they get hit by the AoE, then they probably die if they don't have the... even getting 24 key and full damage reduction, like giving the rest of the rotation and everyone else damage reduction, it's probably not going to be enough to save them. So, yeah, this is actually super awkward. I don't think I even can get 7 orbs. God. Yeah, I don't think there is a way to get 7 orbs with them here at all. Unless more TEQ orbs spawn in at the top, that could, like, save me. Oh no, it connected the ones at the side, so we're all good. Whew. Yeah, that's the issue with running the Broly trio, I guess, in this event. But we got the 8 orbs, so we're all good. He's going to start off by supering. I should have looked at Cell Max's defense stat, but bear in mind he's going to have, like, even the lowest I've seen my one with 2 dupes is like 13 million defense. And he's getting 10% extra damage reduction from the Broly trio having 24 key, so he was never taking damage from that anyway. And then, of course, that means Broly doesn't have to worry about getting hit in slot 1. Unfortunately, Cell Max, he does get sealed. So, unfortunately, not going to be able to do big damage on all the supers he could have potentially done here, which is a shame. But it's definitely a good turn for him. Obviously, my Broly being the one that was on rotation here, only being 55%, means we didn't exactly go crazy with the damage. But still a decent turn. Cell Max, obviously, target abilities being very good. The fact that Broly's team does at least have a target ability unit, which can be very helpful. The trio, of course, do lower attack on all of their attacks as well. So that does help us out here massively, especially for like the next turn AoEs, because we're actually able to lower Gogeta's attack. And getting the extra additional super here means another attack lower, so that's really good as well. And then, of course, he's not going to hit anyone with the... well, not going to hit them with the AoE. Broly and Cell Max tank with double-digit damage. And then last normal of the turn for Cell Max. So, pretty good. Oh, that's very unfortunate for you there, sir. Well, the thing is, he does have... he gets the extra damage. He gets the extra defense before attacking. So, it'd be very interesting to see what happens here. If I put this Broly in slot 1... I think he could probably just kill. Like, if I was going to do the smart, I just want to win play, this is what you do, right? Because I guarantee that we kill him by the time TEQ Broly's finished attacking. But this is a Broly show, Broly versus Gogeta showcase, so I'm going to do this. Now, remember that Broly gets extra defense before attacking. So, if he doesn't kill Gogeta here, and then Gogeta's first attack of the turn is a super, we could die. Well, I mean, the friend is Rainbow. We got the domain buff, like, we're going to get the buffs from supering as well, but, I mean, he still has 50% damage reduction. I think he'll be fine, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. So, 35 million for the 18 key super. I mean, I think Gogeta just dies. That's the thing, Gogeta can hit really, really hard at the end of this event, the blue Gogeta, but he's also kind of squishy, like, he doesn't have a lot of HP. So, yeah, he's just dead. 44 million crit. Well, there you go. So, TEQ Broly versus Blue Gogeta. Definitely very, very good. It's the team more so that can be the issue, not Broly himself. So Broly still is a fantastic unit. Let me know what you guys think of him and the versus Gogeta fight. Do you think Gogeta's harder than Beast, now that we've had a bit of time to chew on these stages since the anniversary? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, all that good stuff, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.